Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, definitely.
It's a little...
Yeah, exactly. It's a little distressed.
But you came that way.
You even could do like the hood like here, like the brother wears them. Gangster, right? Like just not all the way over your head, just halfway over your head. Yeah, like that.
As March 21st approaches, one is tempted to say Ashton Doudelet is a 25-year-old man marching toward his second birthday. That day forever changed his life. At just 23 years old, Ashton suffered a debilitating stroke which altered his physical, emotional, and intellectual self.
Ashton? Hey,
Annie.
Give us a little rest there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ashton.
Howdy.
Hello, Ashton.
Ashton's life changed in so many ways, neither he nor his family are sure what really lies ahead, but each day they fight through the changes and move forward.
The day that I had the stroke, I had woken up and I wasn't feeling all too well, but I had booked a personal training session for that day, so I did a pre-workout and then I started with my trainer, and that's the last thing I remember of the actual day of my stroke. The next thing I remember is waking up in St. Michael's Hospital, and I couldn't really figure out what I was doing, only that there was a dull, numbing pain in my head.
His parents, Jay and Sherry, continue to learn and adapt to the new version of Ashton. Ashton himself continues to struggle with learning who he has become as he strives to reshape his once budding acting career. But on one subject, they are of one voice. They want his story told.
Ashton pre-stroke was, I legitimately admired this guy as a man, as a person. Smart, funny, really talented, far too good looking for his own good. And I just remember just looking at him and thinking, you know, your life will never be better than this. The possibilities are absolutely endless.
He was a Romeo. I called him like the character in Shakespeare. He was very introverted, but he was a brilliant writer and always cared for you.
Bought Ashton a mug one time that said drama queen. He was, I guess, the epitome of what you would think an actor was. He was dramatic, and he was intense and overly emotional, and just so full of life.
It's really hard to pick one thing that I miss, because I would want him to be exactly who he was before, because there are so many things that are different, because it really is a completely different person, but it's exactly the same person.
We're coming up on the 2-year anniversary, and I honestly think it might be because we tell him, or other people tell him, that he's different, that he recognizes that his personality has changed. But I'm kind of glad in a way, because he doesn't seem to miss himself, I guess, as much as we miss him. So I think that was kind of a blessing that someone bestowed upon him, not to kind of recognize that there's anything different. During Ashton's recovery, I decided to keep a journal because I knew he would find this totally bizarre and interesting, this whole process that we were going through. And for so much of it, he really wasn't aware of what was going on around him. And I wanted to show him, when he did come through it all, how strong he was to have done that. I also spent probably 14 hours a day in the hospital, and I had time on my hands, and I was angry and I was sad.
I wouldn't say that there's anything good that's come of this, but what has been positive is the attitude that he's had throughout his recovery.
I'm hoping to be an actor or continue being in the acting world. There's a few courses I'd like to look into, art therapy being one of them. After my accident and being in hospitals and going through all of that, art therapy would be a very good path for me, and I think I could help people.
It's really hard because did anything positive come out of this? Maybe we're closer as a family, but I don't find that anything good came out of this at all for anybody. There's so many people out there that absolutely miss him.